Hello and welcome to the 2019 Music City Open sponsored by Dynamic Discs. This is Sarah Sinclair. I'm joined by course designer Sean Sinclair, and this is round 2 FPO coverage, front 9. We played 3 rounds over 3 days at the Ravenwood Disc Golf Course right outside of Nashville, Tennessee.
Today, the FPO ladies are going to be playing a par 72 coming in at just over 11,000 feet. This is a long and hilly course and should be fun to see how these ladies attack it.
On the card, we've got Katrina Allen, Missy Gannon, Hannah McBeth, and Haley King. It was a pretty hot mid-90s day, and we're going to see some good disc golf.
So here we are on hole 1, 655 feet, par 4. Kind of a little blind hole up and over this ridge. The shot is actually to try and finish left. You're going to see people try and go straight at it, and there's only a couple gaps through there. So the idea is to finish left where this drone's taking us right now, and then you'll have a straight shot right at the pin from here.
On a lot of these holes, the cart path plays out of bounds. On this one, it does not. So you really just want to throw a distance driver off the tee and just try to get up there for an approach to the green on your second shot. And here we have Katrina Allen. She started this round at 6 under par.
Looks like she's going with the straight shots, turning over a little bit. Might be a little tough up there. She's way down the fairway, but we'll see how she approaches.
That was the furthest drive that I had seen from any FPO player playing the event myself. Next up, we have Hannah McBeth, and she plays a little bit more of the hyzer route, which will give her either a big anhyzer or a forehand into the green. Third on the tee is Missy Gannon. And looks like that she's following Katrina a little bit, going straight kind of line drive down the fairway to give herself a look at the green. And the last to tee is Haley King coming into this round at even.
So depending on how this finishes, that might be a little bit better if it gets left of that tree down there on the end. And it actually looks like it did.
So here we go. Hannah McBeth has a look at the green. It's kind of a low ceiling. If she puts enough turn on this, then she'll have possibly a jump putt, maybe a short look. Haley King is pretty skillful with her forehand, so she actually takes
that was a pretty
interesting
route. Yeah, for sure.
Anheuser forehand over the trees.
She should have a pretty easy look to be able to get up and down for her par from there.
And Missy Gannon probably has more of a hyzer look. Yep, over these trees.
See if that sneaks through or not.
Wow.
Oh, it does. Looks
Great
like
approach.
She's inside the circle for her birdie.
And Katrina looks like she had a pretty simple up and down, but just some of those trees got in her way, but she'll be able to tap into for her par. Ooh, good run.
Oh, she actually hit the pin. That'll be an easy par for her.
Got a layup from Hannah. Oh.
Good effort. Looks like we're going to have a bunch of pars here for everybody.
And that is a great start on this hole. Missy Gannon just coming off of her, or actually leading into her World Putting Championship title. Music City came 1 weekend before the World Championships this year.
So Katrina's going to tap out for her par, and then we'll have a bunch of fours and moving on to hole 2. Hole 2, 345 feet. It's actually an island hole. Plays about 250 to get over this front line right here, and then you've got a very generous green. But if you want to attack this pin, you either need to go up this gut right here with the field goal, or you may see some people trying a forehand around the outside. But if you beat these trees right here, you're going to end up inside the circle for a putt. The danger going at this pin is to go long. As you can see, the out of bounds is about 20 feet left and right.
My card actually threw mostly hyzers on this hole, so I'm interested to see what these women do. Yep, and Katrina actually did exactly what what myself and most of the people in my card did. Just throw a simple hyzer, try to air it out right a little bit, not put that OB cart path on the left into play, and then hope that you sneak through these trees close enough to get a look at the basket.
So if you hit those trees, you're anywhere from 35 to 45 feet out. So definitely a tricky circle 2 putt with OB right behind it.
And I would say most of these women are probably throwing mid-range. Katrina might have thrown a putter knowing her bag and her ability to throw very far.
We just saw Missy sneak one up there, and here's Haley trying to sneak one through. Oh,
Woo.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
That's probably about 18 feet.
And we've got Hannah. She's got kind of a low ceiling right in front of her, but she gives it a good little bid there.
Tricky little putt here for Katrina.
Kind of tough to run that when you've got the OB cart path right behind the basket, but that was a good little bid.
See if Missy can convert on the 2 here. This would be great. Ooh, beautiful. Right in the middle. Nice 2.
Yes.
See if Haley can follow suit. There she does.
Beautiful birdie. And Hannah will put it in for her 3.
As will Kat with a little tap out here for her 3. There we have it. Moving on to the par 4, hole number 3. This is coming in at 634 feet. There is OB cart path left and OB cart path right. Kind of have 2 options here. If you want to take the shorter route, you got to go around the right side of these trees. But when you go around the left side, the closer you can keep it to the trees, the shorter this hole ends up for you. And you got this one last tree you can't see from B. And then over here on the right, the cart path comes in real close to this pin. So it kind of makes for a tricky approach shot.
Most of the women on my card threw a kind of a hyzer and bailed out left, and it giving us an easy approach shot to the basket for our birdie 3. Let's see what some of these women do. It looks like that's exactly what Missy's plan was as well. So that's a great shot.
You get out left, it makes your approach shot a little bit longer, but it also makes it more open.
Yes. And you're also not putting the cart path into play on the right-hand side. And it looks like Haley's attempting to do the same, but puts it a little bit long into the tree. But she'll still have a look from there. Katrina trying to bite off a little bit more. She's got the most distance out of anyone in this field, so makes sense that she would try to put a little bit further past those trees.
Hannah playing the right side. That's got to get down, or the cart path is coming in play.
Whew,
Looks
that's
like
safe.
she's safe.
See if Haley can get herself out of trouble here. Oh, no skip. A little bit of a counter skip, unfortunately.
That's a smart play from Hannah. That takes that cart path out of bounds, out of the way, actually, when you're playing that right side.
And Missy's got the Pretty easy, straightforward approach.
Nice.
The only tricky part about that approach from experience is that the car path is very close to the basket. Sometimes it was difficult to tell if you were still in bounds.
Ooh, Katrina pulled that a little bit wide. She's going to have a longer putt for her birdie.
Ooh, that was a little treacherous, a little scary, but she'll definitely be able to make the comebacker on that.
Looks like she's just inside the circle here, probably about 29, 30 feet.
Oh, man. Well, it's a par 4, so she'll be taking her par on this hole. This is one of those holes...
Hannah with a very nice birdie.
Yes. This is one of those holes that the women definitely want to get their 3 on, though. Very nice.
Good par cleanup. Very nice. That's how you play that hole right there. Textbook birdie. This is, as you said, this is definitely one of the more gettable holes for the women. So taking advantage of here is really key. Because now you're moving on to really difficult par 5, hole number 4, 686 feet. You gotta get through this gap clean. That's the entire key to this hole. It's probably about 310, 315 to get out of this gap. And once you get out this gap, the hole takes a 90-degree turn and goes straight up the hill, which you'll see here in a second. If you don't get out the gap, you're basically just adding a stroke to your score. Then if you can make it up this hill, it actually keeps on turning all the way to the right, and there you can start to see the pin. The mistake here is to turn it over into the woods or left. You can see those flags. There's a big debris pile and rough that's also out of bounds. So 3 smart shots will set you up for a birdie here.
The other thing that you do not want to do off of this tee is obviously hit any early tree, but also leave yourself pinched off on the right. We'll see if these women can get out clean.
Ooh, that'd be close.
The mistake that you want to make is landing more left so that you still have a shot out of the gap and potentially up the hill.
That's got to come back.
Oh, that is not where you want to be on your second shot up the hill.
Ooh, that came out a little bit early. Depending on where that lands, that could be trouble. She might just have to pitch out from there.
Let's see if Katrina can get through the woods clean. Looking a little high. That's not a terrible spot, but
yep,
it's going to be
okay.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for her to round that corner and get up the hill.
Wow, not sure what Haley can be able to do. Yep, she's just going to have to pitch out here back. Good smart play right there.
It's about all you can do. Just lay it up into the middle of the grass, and so you can get up and down for your next shot.
Hannah's got the same play there.
This is going to be a tough anhyzer around the corner, but that's still a good position.
Yeah, if you get out there far enough, it'll leave you looking straight at the pin, although it's also straight uphill.
Let's see if she can bite off a little bit more around that corner. Looks like she did.
That should give her actually a much more level lie.
And that's a good out for Missy as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, that's got to come back. Hopefully she's not putting that out of bounds into play.
Looks like it's just short of the OB. See if Missy can get this up here for her birdie. Got to keep turning. Get up there. That'll give her a circle 2 putt. Or is that inside? That looks like it's inside circle 1.
Yeah.
Be nice. Be nice. That's not terrible. There's a lot of openings for about the first 15 feet or so in there that she might be able to play out of.
Yep. And hopefully Kat can get it close enough, and she does.
Beautiful.
That was perfect.
Set her up for her birdie.
Ooh, great run.
Very nice.
And that looked like Hannah kind of trying to get it out of the woods for a putt, but it's pretty tough in there. You couldn't even see her. Oh, man.
How did this hole treat you today, Sarah?
I actually ended up with a par, I think every time. I actually got out of the gap all 3 rounds and was able to get up the... Actually, no. I think I parred it twice and then took a birdie on it the last round.
Nice.
Yeah. But like
started
we said,
figuring it out.
Yeah, it's all about getting out of the gap on that first shot. It's the most important thing. Oh man, got some putting green woes on this card right now. This hole did not treat these women right.
Nope, and as you saw, nobody made it out of the gap cleanly, and from there it's a struggle to get all the way out of that gap and back up the hill.
Yep. Yard sale.
Alrighty, welcome back. This is hole 5, 647 feet. The trick here is to get as far left as possible. If you can throw really tight to that gap on the left with a big right-handed hyzer, that's something that's going to flip up and run. Ideally, you want to get up and at least to this cart path or just past this cart path. All of that rough you can see on the right is actually marked OB. And then this is a blind, tricky hole. You got to get around this corner and have a nice approach that doesn't turn over and get all the way over to that OB.
This was surprisingly a tough hole for a lot of us women. Getting out of the gap and getting it left enough. We all kind of got up to our lie and we're a lot shorter than we thought we were.
She got some
good
hyzer on that.
Yeah, the goal is just to be as left and as close to that cart path as possible so that you've got an open look to the basket and not challenging too much of that out of bounds rough on the right hand side. It looks like they both did that pretty well. And if you can get over the cart path,
that's absolutely perfect.
Even better.
That's going to set her up really well for that birdie. Looks like Hannah's just trying to go straight and let something fall left. Perfect.
Great shot.
And cart path is not OB here. Ooh, Haley kept that nice and tight left. She doesn't like it though. Little low. Ooh, fantastic skip. She should actually be okay from there.
Haley's getting a little aggressive on this approach shot, hoping to get up there for her 3. Leaves a little bit short, but that was some good distance.
Didn't quite get over on enough, but that should leave her a easy up and down for her par. Maybe a long jump putt.
See if she can turn it.
No.
Oh, she hyzered out a little too early.
Same thing. That's the common mistake with that OB on the right. You just gotta trust your disc.
Yep. I don't believe it was very windy this day. So I don't think that I was using anything, super overstable, but again, it's better to hyzer out than lose your disc and take an OB stroke.
Yep, little jump putt right next to the pin. That'll be a good par for her. Hannah following suit. Stay up.
Nice very good run. We'll see if Kat can put this in for birdie.
Looks like she's about 8-9 feet outside circle 1.
Oh man.
Sit down, sit down, sit down. Don't go OB. Whew, good. There you go. Way to make that comebacker.
And we're just going to watch the other 3 just tap out. I wanted to shout out to Mike Cole. He was running camera 2 during this footage, and we wanted to thank him for doing that. Also, I wanted to thank the course designer, who is also your co-commentary, Sean Sinclair, which is why he knows so many things about this course and the layout.
All right, there we have it, hole 5. Moving on to hole 6. This is one of the shortest holes on the course, dead straight at 332 feet. However, you got OB down the entire right side, and then it's low ceiling. This is an absolute low rocket bullet if you want to have a chance at a 2. I saw some of the MPO players throwing forehands around the outside. Still a little tricky because you got these big pine branches on the left. The people I saw getting the 2s on this hole just went straight at it, 3-4 feet off the ground the entire way.
Yeah, the mistake on this hole obviously is staying far away from out of bounds, and if you don't have the distance or don't feel confident throwing that super straight low shot, just hyzering out left. Oh wow, well that was perfect.
That was absolutely textbook. That's how you draw it up right there.
I saw a lot of the women just hyzering out before or right after the little grouping of trees.
I need to skip. Ooh.
Put it a little bit low, but she'll still have a look at 2. And it looks like Hannah threw something.
She actually went over
wow.
She went over the branch. I haven't
run.
seen anybody do that. Wow, beautiful.
And Haley looked like she's going for the same play. It needs to hyzer in.
Back.
Oh no, got caught up in those bushes.
Look like it made it.
Good bid. See if Katrina can clean up some of her putting and put this in for 2. Very close. This is actually one of my favorite holes in the course. I wouldn't say it's a deuce or die hole, but if you do get a 2, you're getting at least a stroke on the field. And it is reachable for the women, as Missy showed us.
As well as Hannah.
Yep.
You can convert her too.
Woo! Great.
Sneaks it in.
Just got to clean it up and move on. She does not look happy about that out of bounds stroke.
Missy with a beautiful 2 right there. Textbook. That's exactly how you play that hole. Looks like we got a couple of birdies and a couple of bogeys. Moving on to hole 7. Alright, hole 7's 587 feet. This hole is set up uniquely that you can take the entire right side all the way around, or if you see each of those gaps on the left, you can try and sneak through one of those, and then it's gonna make the hole, way shorter and an easier approach. So it just depends on your confidence level and how far you want to throw. And then on your second shot, the trick is getting around these last 3 guardian trees. If you're staying to the outside, obviously it's going to be a righty hyzer all the way in, but if you're taking one of those left routes to shorten the hole, you're going to have to go straight up the gut through one of those trees, or maybe a forehand around the left side.
I was actually surprised by how many women on my card were trying to shorten the hole by going through those trees. To me, it's just a lower percentage shot. We'll see what these women do. Yeah.
I think that's good right there.
I ended up taking just throwing as far as I could, exactly what Hannah's doing, but let it hyzer in a little bit more. That looks perfect. And just taking the long hyzer route all the way around the outside and just taking my 4. It does play uphill as well, so it's a crush for sure.
And that's exactly what Katrina's doing also. Taking all the trees out of play.
Yep.
With Haley's power, I expect she's going to do the same thing.
That looks perfect. She's going to be a little bit pinched along that tree line, but she'll have an open hyzer around the right side to approach the basket.
As you can see how Missy snuck through these trees, she's going to have a dead straight shot. If it flexes around, she came up a little bit short. She's going to have another 45, 50 feet for her putt.
And Hannah just trying to get to the right of those guardian trees, and she comes up a little bit short as well. It takes 2 good crushes to get inside the circle in this hole for the women.
Yeah, as you said earlier, it doesn't look like there's much elevation here, but at 587 feet, it plays significantly longer than that. And if you're taking this right side, you're also adding distance to your hole.
I assume that Katrina's going to be able to get up in the circle on her second shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Do it.
Oh, man.
Good run.
She's going to put one of those jump putts in at some point during this round. I can feel it. Looks like we're going to see another jumper from Missy.
Kind of a half layup, half run there for Hannah. And there we go.
Beautiful birdie. And there you can hear the first tee announcements. We actually we chose songs for the third day, and that was pretty cool. I actually had the Tetris theme song.
Of course.
So I got made fun of a lot for that one, but it pumped me up before I started throwing. It was pretty cool.
Missy, Hannah, and Haley are going to tap out for their pars here. And we're moving on to the tricky hole 8. Here we go, hole 8, 610 feet, and once you get over this little crest, it's pretty much downhill the entire way. The trick here, though, is there's cart path left and right that makes this hole extremely narrow. Off the tee, you've got a hyzer option, which brings the cart path into play, or you can take a turnover, a righty turnover, and get kind of right in here, and it's going to leave you a little bit longer second shot. But if you can get down past these trees, it'll leave you a wide open downhill shot. And as you see, when we get down closer to the green, it's actually sitting on a mound with a pretty significant drop off behind it. So gotta be really tricky with your approach. If you go long, that cart path is also behind there, and I saw a couple of MPO players that overshot this hole on their second shot and didn't realize the cart path was back there.
I'm assuming that most of the women are going to take the hyzer route. You can see Kat lining that up right here. When I first practiced this hole, I'd try to just go, ooh, man.
As you can
That
see,
was close.
Yeah, that cart path comes into play quickly.
When I first practiced this hole, I tried just going straight and was not successful on any of my attempts. So then I figured out that if you just put something overstable out there on the right and let it fade back into the fairway, I had no trouble whatsoever and was inbounds all 3 times. So that was perfect by Missy.
Exactly what you need to do.
Same thing.
That's got to get back quick.
Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of wind.
Just in.
Yeah, so being able to throw an overstable disc and just trust it to come back wasn't too much trouble on this day. And Haley opting for the same strategy, and she is perfect as well. So this is where I was kind of between a mid-range and a driver. And like you said, I didn't want to go long over the cart path, so I opted for mid-range and unfortunately just kind of put it short every time. That was pretty perfect, but there is a lot of room behind the basket, so I kept telling myself to just go for it a little bit more and not be scared of the cart path. So we'll see what these women decide to do. That was perfect.
Yeah, all these ladies are under 300 feet from here, but it's downhill, so it's probably playing more like 270, 250.
And I like this play by Hannah, just putting it a little bit wider out there, letting it hyzer in.
And you actually have the uphill putt.
Kat looks like she's doing the same thing, putting it up a little bit high.
That looked like a nice putter approach, soft. That was absolutely perfect.
Looks like we're getting a picture-in-picture replay here. I like seeing it from 2 different angles. Very nice. I like those graphics. And we'll see if Missy can convert.
No, it's tricky with that drop off behind it. You gotta really, really commit. Same for Haley.
And we'll see if Hannah can put this in for her birdie.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Good height, just a little left. Three cleanups for par, and then Kat's got her drop in for birdie.
Yep. Our dogs really want to be on the commentary tonight, apparently. It's always nice to get a birdie when you don't have to putt for it. Very nice.
As you can see, Kat's got that cooling towel around her neck. You can't tell, but it was really,
Scorching.
really hot. Yep. Hot, and then you're heading into this hole, par 5, 792 feet. The shot to get the shortest distance is to stay along the right side. The drone's going to take us along the left, but you're adding distance when you come out here to the left. The danger down the right side is you've got all of that thick rough. It's not OB. Nothing's OB on this hole unless you get way over left of that cart path. But you just want to throw a big, strong tee shot, and you want to get somewhere that's flat, that sets you up for your second shot, that hopefully will get you down here near this pinch point, and then leave you, should be a nice, easy 200 to 180 foot approach into this green. little side note, we actually had a different green cut out for this over on the right hand side, but about a week before the event we found some rebar and metal that we weren't able to remove, and so we kind of had to abandon that, which was a little bit of a bummer, but that's all right.
This proved to be a pretty difficult hole for the women that I play with, myself included. I'm interested to see how this card attacks it. And it looks like Katrina plays on the safe left side to give herself more of an open approach to the green. Myself and the other women that I play with went up the right side, but kept getting trapped under the branches of that first tree. And then it was a really difficult lie to try to bite off a lot in your second shot. So that landing zone where Missy just landed was perfect. And it looks like Hannah's lining up for the right side. It looks like she's going to do exactly... hopefully she snuck out a little bit, but that tree really did cause issues for a lot of the women that I played with.
If you can get underneath that tree, which Haley looks like she's going to sneak to the left of, yep, that'll be perfect.
That was great.
If you can get past that tree, you're up on the flat. It's going to set you up really nice for your second shot.
Oh, and Hannah actually... got out far enough from the branches that the branches didn't really come into play all that much. And that's actually a safe... it looked like she hyzered out a little bit more than she wanted, but she'll have a pretty direct route to the basket from there, so that was great. And Katrina had some pretty difficult footing right there.
But man, that was a fantastic shot. That should leave her... just a simple little chip shot for her birdie.
And it looks like Haley...
That one kind of got away from her a little bit.
Oh, wow. Going for the hyzer around there.
Ooh.
That was perfect.
Ooh. Yeah, all these ladies should be within 130 or shorter.
Great approach shot by Missy. And there's Ben Howard of Howard Disc Golf that you are currently watching. Great approach shot. Thank you to Howard Disc Golf for bringing us this coverage, and also Donovan Barnett.
Kat, is she giving the eagle a little run? No, just laying up so she can have her birdie. Woo!
Great putt.
Beautiful. There it is, another birdie.
Very strong putt as well. And we'll see if Katrina can do the same. And
yes,
she does.
She does.
Great way to end the back nine. Or the front nine, rather.
And we're finishing up with a star frame heading into the back nine.
Fan in hand. Thank you for joining us for the front nine of the 2019 Music City Open.
Let's make a change.
And we will see you on the back nine.
Let's make a change. Let's make a change.